Soon we were chatting away as if we'd known each other for years. My mum and Dad introduced themselves to Simon, and afterwards pronounced him a very nice young lad. Later, Mum also popped next door to say hello and to find out all the news. She came back saying Mr. and Mrs. Doyle had moved here quickly because of Mr. Doyle's new job. But if things worked out, they would settle in the area. Maybe Mr. and Mrs. Atkins might even sell them the house, I said excitedly. Next day, Simon invited me round to his house for tea. There were still lots of unpacked boxes in the hallway. I dodged round them and followed Simon into the kitchen. I couldn't believe my eyes. There were platefuls of sausage rolls, sandwiches, cakes, biscuits. "How many people are you expecting?" I cried. "Only you," said Simon. "But there's enough food here for a party." "We just wanted you to feel welcome." Then with a grin he added, "And we're not going to let you leave until you've eaten it all up." "I'll be here for weeks then." "That's fine. Stay as long as you like," he replied. Then Simon's parents appeared. His dad was very tall and balding, while his mum was much smaller, but with the same enormous green eyes as Simon. They both kept asking me if I was enjoying myself, and seemed really disappointed when I said I couldn't eat any more. I was about to leave when they insisted I have some hot chocolate for the journey. I didn't like to point out I was only going next door. Simon's dad brought in a tray of hot chocolate and still more biscuits, which I couldn't even look at, I was so full. Then Simon's mum asked, "So, Kelly, is your bedroom at the front or the back of the house?" I thought this was rather an odd question, but I replied, "At the back." At once Simon's parents leaned forward and stared at me intently. "Has Simon mentioned we've got 4 dogs?" "Yes, I'd really like to see them." Simon's mum smiled. "Well, we kept them away while you were eating. Otherwise you wouldn't have got a moment's peace from them. At night they sleep outside in their kennel, and they're good dogs, but they can be a little noisy. And we'd hate to think of them keeping you awake," said Simon's dad. "Oh, don't worry about that," I replied at once. "The neighbours before you were in a band, so I'd hear drums going at 2 in the morning. My dad said it was a real disgrace, and he kept complaining, but they never stopped. So after that, a few dogs barking is nothing." "Well, if ever they do disturb you, please tell us, won't you?" said Simon's dad. "Yes, come straight to us," said Simon's mum, so firmly it was almost like a command.